Hey guys, welcome back to part number 3 of my Meng F-18 build. This week we're going to do the painting part, which I absolutely love, and change of plan. I wasn't going with Top Gun markings, but I kind of want to get this one really kind of weathered up big time and real dirty. So Top Gun, obviously being the movie, is going to be nice and clean. So I'm changing plan. I'm now going with the VFA-87, the Golden Warriors, and the low vis scheme. Oh, there you go. So that's what we're going for. You're probably not going to see that very good, but I'll show you in a minute. Let's go switch the camera down to the bench and get going with this one. Okay, painting time. So last week we also did the main assembly, and today we're going to get through with the priming and painting. So first thing I've done is put down a grey coat over the canopy, because that's the inside colour. So whatever the inside colour of the canopy, put that down first before you prime it, obviously. So when you look from the inside, you can see that colour. So put the grey down before I forget, because that's often something I do forget sometimes. So we're going to, these are always markings. I'm actually going to call it audible. So I know we talked about all the way through this about doing Top Gun markings, but I kind of really want to weather it up. And with the black spine and the glossy kind of Top Gun 2 movie markings, it just wasn't quite conducive to kind of weathering up. I didn't think I'd be more of a clean build. So maybe in the future I might do that. So today I'm not going to do it. I'm going to go with low vis marking, because my plan is to do a lot of a lot of weathering, lot of modulation colors and that kind of stuff. So better to stick with all grey. So out of 2 options in the kit, I'm going to go with the Golden Warriors for 2017, which is this one. So pretty straightforward scheme, really. It's just lower side is going to be light ghost grey, top side is dark ghost grey. This guy right here, and the other side. Just pretty simple, but then with all the weathering I'm going to do, I think it's going to look better. So, like I said, I put the grey down first, and the first step is going to prime it. And you guys know, follow my channel, I always use Mr. Surfacer 1500 Black, and then I'll create a shadow coat with that. So there's 2 ways you can do this. You just pre-shade, and you can spray it grey and then spend time on all these lines and stuff. Or you can do it like I do it like Armor way, where we just spray everything black and then just come back in and break it all up with white to give you a shadow coat for pre-shading. So with the grey, it should hopefully show through, show some modulation and stuff. Do plenty of post-shading as well. But in the meantime, let me go ahead and get the spray booth, and I don't need to show you guys how to do this, but I'll go ahead and spray the whole thing with it, like I say, with black. Mix this 50-50 with lacquer thinner, like self-leveling thinner. Okay, so the black coat's all down, and it's really nice and smooth, so no problems at all. What I've kind of got recently into, which is good practice, is the old Tamiya sanding sponges. This is 3000 grit, so I cut a little bit off, and it's very smooth. What I do now is I just rub it all over my paintwork between each layer, and it just really kind of just makes it smooth for next preparation for next coat, so you get nice smooth paint surface. So it takes 2 seconds, just rub it all over. And then once I'm done, I just take my anti-static brush, also Tamiya, I just rub it over and take care of any dust, kind of clean it all off. I use a toothbrush as well, works pretty good. So yeah, obviously part of the primer, point of the primer too is not only to get a good service for your paintwork, but also check for problems. And I did find under there I had a fingerprint in glue, so I just sanded that down and smoothed it off, so it will be good to go. Yeah, looking really good. So I also did all the flaps and the tails and stuff separately. They're all like clamps and on the rack there separately. So next up I'm going to do a shadow coat for my pre-shading. So what that basically entails is spraying between each panel with some white. I used Game Air from Vallejo Dead White. I like the acrylic. Acrylic on the lacquer is no problem at all once it's all dry. I just like it covers it really well. I've used lacquer whites, and it doesn't quite cover the way this one does. So I'll show you in the middle of the spray booth. So what we're going to do is we're going to go around and just messily better. Just hit all the panels and kind of tone this down from the black down to a more grey and whiter color for the base coat. So we're going to do that right now. I've stopped my build videos kind of recording when I paint stuff, because I thought it was kind of boring, because when I put layers of paint down, it's just spraying. It's a little not very interesting, but I have started just still including when I sprayed the shadow coats, just to get an idea of kind of what I'm doing and that kind of stuff. What I'll do too is that these bays are going to be white, so when I got the white, I'll spray the wheelbase landing gear bays too, and then once that's dry we'll put some foam in and some tape so we can, before we put the grey down. But yeah, looking really good. So really nice how it's turned out. Yeah, really nice kit. Very happy with it. So let me get camera switched over to the spray booth. Meet me over there and we'll get the shadow coat put down. Okay, so it's been an hour or two. The pre-shading's all dry, looking good. You see it's all mixed up, blended, create a nice pre-shade effect. A lot of splatters and stuff, you see. That's an acrylic problem. I spray lacquers, so I don't normally have that issue. Instead of cleaning the nozzle and kind of and stopping, I just went ahead and let it go because it actually adds to weathering, all this kind of splattering and stuff. So it's all smooth. It just adds to weathering underneath, I think. So I left it. If you're doing a top coat or something, obviously I would recommend you stop, clean your nozzle and stuff, and then go again. Underneath, see, I put some foam in and some masking tape to those wheel wells, so we keep those white when we spray it. So another quick tip also is here on the tails, we have like one side one color and one side the other. So in this case, it's going to be light ghost grey on the outside, and the inside of the tails are dark ghost grey. I just throw a little bit of masking tape on there just so I know when I get to spray booth I'm going to spray the right side. Obviously I'm going to spray this side. Just a quick tip. Now paint wise, obviously when painting the whole light side of this will be light ghost grey. LP37 Tamiya is my go-to, but I am out. Everywhere I go it seems to be out too, so that short supply. I guess it's a popular colour, so I can't get hold of it right now. I only have a little tiny bit left in my jar. So I don't have MRP either, or Attacker, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use some old stock up, something I have already in stock, a blast from the past, Mission Models paint. Yeah, I haven't sprayed this stuff in years. It does spray nicely, but for a number of reasons I don't use this paint. Well, primarily because it's acrylic and I like lacquer paint. But light ghost grey, so we'll get this guy a shot, we'll do the undersides and the flaps and stuff, and we'll see how it goes. Then we'll come back. Once it's dry, we'll mask it off and we'll do the upper side with the dark ghost grey. Okay, we've got all the paint done, as you can see. Well, main paint done, really. So we started with, as you know, did the Mission Models, because that's the only light ghost grey I had. Went down smoothly, but a little spitty and stuff. Not my favourite, but hey ho, I had to use it up. And then on the upper side, which is the most important, which people see, I used my MRP dark ghost grey, and as always, it's beautiful. Need a good shake to get it going, but went down beautifully well. So I did that, and as you can, hopefully you can see on the camera some kind of effect. I don't want to touch it too much; it might still be a little bit kind of tacky. But what I did then was I painted the whole thing, let it dry for like half an hour, and then I mixed my color cup about 50-50 with this with white. Now I used quite a lot of white because that MRP white, as I mentioned before, is like water. It's really thin, so I mixed about 50% white with this dark to make a lighter color. And you see, I kind of just went on center panels and just hit it to fade it out, paintwork, give it some, break it all up. Nose cone, I used a little drop left in the tub or the tin or jar, whatever you want to call it, of Tamiya LP37, their light ghost gray, and I always suspected it was a little blue, and that it works fine because the nose cone's always like a little bit different. But when you see nose, it's very bluey compared to the others, right? It's just not. I think it may be too blue to color, but anyway, it worked fine. So did that, and then on the underside, I still probably need to break it up a little bit. It's just a plain paint, so I'll do the same as I did on the upper side. So I'll get some light ghost gray, white, and then just hit it up to kind of break it all up a little bit. I'll do that next. What else? That's pretty much it. Once I got to mask the back off and paint the metallic, the band at the back where the nozzles go, and that's going to be it for main paint. And then I'll come back in and more post shading. I've got some of those. They're in my drawer right now. I need to look for them, but I got some those mask sets with the modeling masks. So what we'll do is once we've done that, we'll come back and we can model up and create some effects like I did with my F14, my semi-second scale one. We'll add some more to this for the paintwork, just kind of make it more interesting and more weathered up and stuff. Painted all the other stuff too, all the flaps and the wing ends of the wings and the tails and all that kind of stuff. Same way, so it all matches up and stuff. But yeah, just want to kind of, before I got too far ahead of myself, just want to come back and give you guys a quick update. So I'm going to dig out those masks. I'm going to do the underside, dig out the masks, and we'll start doing some modeling and stuff and more weathering on top with lighter grey. If you like showroom, factory finishes, you might want to look away right now, otherwise you might be in tears. Now, disclaimer out of the way, I did tell you guys at the very start I was going to weather the bejesus out of this, and that's what I'm going to do. So I've kind of crossed from painting into almost weathering now, but I think this is a good way to finish the video. So real quick, I did the back end, masked that off, and painted this little guy at the front. And remember, we painted that separately and it fit perfectly with the AK Extreme Metals steel, really nice color. So that was done. So I came back with a mask, lots to talk about. So I came back with my mask stencils. I got these, but to be honest with you, these are photo etch. They're not very bendy. Nowadays, I think AK do like a vinyl one, which I think is way better to get around curves and stuff. So let's talk about what I did. So I started off putting this on and spraying through with XF19, which is Tamiya light grey, all over all my parts and everywhere. Then came back and did very lightly some Tamiya red brown, which is a really good like dirt color. So red brown, pretty well thinned, and then again just very, very, very lightly, just in certain areas. So I did that. Then I let it dry, and then I came back. First of all, I started with this Tamiya sponge. Remember we talked about sponges? I cut a little piece off. We talked about 3000 to get nice and smooth. So I thought, I'd done it before, I got pretty good effects. So I thought, let me try 600. So I tried 600 and kind of create a little bit rough effect, as you can see on here. But at the same time, I thought, well, I have one of these flory sponges, one of the blue ones. This is about the same grit, it's probably about 600 or so. And it's bigger, it's probably easier than cutting a little piece. So what I basically did was, I just got it and basically, like that, just rubbing it, and it just rubs the paint layers off. And it's bringing the black through from the pre-shade, it's bringing different grays we painted, all different colors it's bringing through, and it's giving that really good, I don't know if you can see it so much on the camera, really kind of beaten up worn effect, which we're going for on this one. Did it like there, you can see different areas, and all you do, like, just take the sponge, and hey, what's the worst can happen? If you screw it up, just paint it again, right? And it's almost like dry brushing. It kind of wears off all the paint and different layers of paint, and especially on the top here, because you guys see what I'm going for. We're going to go with a lot of washes and oils and stuff too, but this is a really good start to the paint work. See, like there, it's got a crack coming through. I'm sure you can see that in the light. This was a little bit of an error, but you know what, now it just looks like weathering. So I really kind of like this kind of beaten up, not quite a junkyard effect, but you know, we're getting there. And then here you can see a little bit more of the red brown maybe, where again I just took it and then kind of basically sanding it away. And the great thing about this too is you actually smoothen your paintwork up, so when it comes to putting your decals and stuff on, you got perfect paintwork to work with. The flaps, same thing. Just going to town on it. I mean, again, we've seen the picture. I'll show you the picture how weathered these things guys these guys go. And this is the whole point why I'm not doing the Top Gun one, because Top Gun wasn't going to be like this, right? It was going to be a lot more I'm gonna leave the nose cone as it is. I don't want to go kind of get too down and dirty with that one. Well, maybe a little bit. So you're actually smoothing the paintwork off at the same time, hey? So, and that's pretty much as far as I want to go with this stage. I mean, maybe a little bit more at the bottom here. So again, just take this, rub through the paint. This is a good trick to do with armor as well. So quick and easy way. Obviously, I'm going to dust all this down before I do anything else, but that is pretty much it. So, I mean, I'm kind of really liking how this is looking. It's looking crap. It's looking beaten up. But it's going to look really good once you've got decals on and got the wash on and stuff, and then we come with the oil. So it's going to, I think, fingers crossed, it's going to look really good. I don't want to get junkyard, but I just want to kind of get it beaten up a little bit. That's probably about as far as I dare to go right now. So, whew, a lot of stuff gone through, a whole day's worth of painting pretty much on this one. Using lacquer paints is obviously great because they pretty much dry instantly, so in 30 minutes you can go ahead and start sanding and stuff. But again, these blue sponges is what I use as you get different ones. It's a Flory Models one. Again, it's about 600. It feels very similar to about a 600 grit sanding sponge, maybe a little bit less, maybe about 400 or something. But if you've got a Tamiya sponge, that works just as fine. Just you know, a little bit harder, little pieces. Maybe we'll cut a bigger piece off. But that is it. So, looking good. Well, I think it's looking good. I'm sure some people are shouting at the screen right now saying, hey, what are you doing? It says beautiful paintwork. So we got nice and smooth and we just kind of destroyed it pretty much. But hey, this is what I'm going for. I want some visual appeal on this and something a little bit different to the usual. So, had a lot of fun today. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. It's kind of hard for me to show you guys in the booth a lot of stuff I'm doing when I'm painting. It just gets in the way. I like to concentrate and, you know, without a tripod and stuff. So that's why I kind of showed you the shadow coat and then came back and just showed you different steps and stuff rather than me actually doing it. Plus, it's kind of boring me just painting stuff, I guess. But yeah, that's it. So hope you guys have a good week coming up, and I'll catch you again next Friday. So next week we will get a clear coat down on this, and we'll start the decals and weathering. Well, we've done pretty much a lot of weathering already, but we're actually get into the weathering with the panel line wash, and then coming back with neat oils, and like we usually do. So yep, have a good week. Catch you later. Bye.